What's up, everyone? So week 2 push A. So it's Monday. We're about 4 weeks to 6 weeks out, now that you guys know. I swapped, for variation purposes, I swapped my dumbbell press. This is usually the natural progression. I'll start with a heavier compound, really hot when I have a lot of body fat still and I'm less injury prone. Something like Smith incline press, high incline presses, barbell press, cambered bar incline press. As I get deeper, so I'm about mesocycle 4 now, I believe, of my cutting, and that's about where I cap it. A 16 to 20 week prep is about where I would probably end a prep. I'll be moving into that 14 to 20 weeks at this last stage, and I'm feeling it. This is the leanest I've ever been, most likely, for as an enhanced athlete. I'm going to swap, or I already did, the dumbbell incline press with the machine incline press. So natural progression wise, dumbbell incline's less stable, there's a lot more going on there. The machine incline, especially this one here, is a really good substitute if you're gonna make variations from meso to meso. Similar load, I was using the hundreds on the dumbbells. This machine's pretty fucking heavy. I think I'm using 200 pounds today. So it's similar. It's still, I think they go up at the same time. Some machines go up one at a time, like some of these hammer strength. I like this machine quite a bit though, so I'm gonna be leaning into this. And then after this, I'm going into a Smith machine flat or low incline wide press. And that'll be my 2 chest exercises today. We'll probably end the video there, or I'll hit my triceps right now and then I'll save my lateral delts and biceps for the afternoon. We'll see how I'm feeling. You'll know by the end of the video if I do my triceps. Let's get started. Look at this fucking thing waddling back and forth. Fucking terrifying. Can you tell that it's like fucking shaking? That's just gonna fall on me while I'm doing a press. Have a helicopter propeller just fall on me while I'm pressing. That'd be a way to go out. That'd be a cool death. If I die like unexpectedly, I hope it's cool. And like quick, because I don't want it to be painful. A roller coaster accident, you know what I mean? Like, sorry if any of you have lost anyone to a roller coaster accident, but at least it's a cool story. It wasn't like I slipped and fell and then over time I bled out, you know, something stupid. How the fuck does this keep getting moved? I'm gonna hit this. This machine is like all over the place. I'm in those stages of like, it's time to warm up longer. So again, I just count the implement as 45 pounds. So when I say I'm doing 200, it's really gonna look like a 45, a 25, a 5, and a 2.5 on each side. I might just do 205, so it's a 45 and a 35. Still pressing the same, lower slow, pause, and really push that chest up to get the deep stretch. So you'll notice some people will press, they'll go like this and keep everything here. But if you can get here and shove your chest up, it's actually a bigger stretch. So don't just go through the motions. Think about every exercise, perform it with intent, and make sure every single rep looks the exact same. If there's one thing you take away from my training, it should be that. So I am neither young, nor do I like LA. But Mike got a bunch of free shit and none of it fit him, so he was like, here, take all this. It's like, don't mind if I do. I got a lot of nice shit, honestly. A little free advertisement for them because I'm not sponsored by them. But they really do got some good shit. I might start trying the, it'd be difficult to do when I'm filming, but generally I like do some more steps between sets, and it helps me with my step count, because right now my cardio is mostly steps. I'm getting 10,000 steps a day. A lot of that does have to come from like walks. I'll wake up and I'll get like a good 4 to 5K knocked out, which is like a 40 to 45 minute walk at like a 2.5 speed. I'm doing that, and then through the rest of the day I see where I'm at about 5 p.m. 4 p.m. If I'm pretty lazy that day, I got to do an additional like 20 minutes prior to my second session for the day. Or if I don't have a second session, I just go do a good 20-minute walk after one of my meals around my complex, which will soon be around my backyard, which will be nice. Cool to say. I'm sure my nieces will keep me on my toes. They'll be living, my sister, my brother, my nieces. Just one big compound. So this is actually a custom incline press that Flex brought. So you notice a lot of Arsenal shit in here. Here's a couple prime pieces, a couple of Cybex, a couple of other good pieces, but he's either got some like profit share with Arsenal, or he's like sponsored or whatever it is. This piece is a custom incline press piece that he brought from the other Dragon layer that was in Florida. It's one of the best incline presses that I've used. It's pretty hard on the eccentric too, like you can feel that stretch. That's why you notice that it's really light. Like on a hammer press, anyone can load up 405 and do a bunch of fucking reps. It's not hard. But this machine is difficult. And I think it's one of the best machine presses in here, if you ask me. So if you're ever at Dragon Layer, try it out. All right, 205 it is. There's maybe like 2 sets of 2.5s in this gym. So it's difficult to do anything that's like uneven. 200 pounds, for example. Half the time the 2.5s are shoved under like a bench to even it out. Because you're only going up by plates here, brother. All right, I think my first set is like 16, 17. I'll look. Probably gonna bury my ass, honestly. I am feeling better, so maybe not. I've stopped the antibiotic. I'm getting a pump already, which is nice. And oh, look who it is. Hey, look, we both got haircuts. Oh, did I? Are you sure?
Yeah, right.
What are you gonna do today?
Like a modified push.
Something like Smith is smart.
Yeah.
Jared, how you doing, man?
I was like,
We're just chilling.
Feel free to get in here, man.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Next to us, this guy's gonna look great. We're some ugly bastards. Holy shit. I gotta go buy some carbs. Put on a little hypo. Not the best, but I got some carbs. So I had to do like a little mini drop set there. They added a set today. I did 2 last week, 3 today. But I tried to use the same weight on that set. And it was too heavy for sure because I only got like 6 or 7. And then I dropped 30 pounds. The weight's evenly distributed, so I only dropped it off one side. Again, they press at the same time. It's not a single arm. I'll write that down on the app. You guys will see that, how that looks. We're gonna be going light as fuck on that Smith today. Holy shit. Antibiotics are coming out, like as far as the effects they're having on my system. Performance within the next week or so is probably gonna go up a little bit. At the moment, I'm getting a decent pump. I can still tell antibiotics are working against me a bit, but they're almost fully out of my system. So my assumption is that next week, if I just do similar loads, performance on this day will be a bit better. So we're just gonna make sure the load on the Smith press isn't crazy. And if by chance I blow the reps out of the water next week, then I do, no big deal. So I'll try to record this one for you guys next week as well, so you can see. We're gonna head over to the Smith press. I might be putting triceps in the PM. You guys want a quick and easy way to see if your Smith is lined up properly? There you go, now no more second guessing.
That's really badass.
Shout out to Mark Anthony, he showed me that. So this is a wide grip. The joints will still be stacked, so wrist over elbow. The wider you are, generally the higher up on your chest you press from. The lower, so the more close grip you are. If you want to keep the wrists and elbows stacked, you tend to touch a little lower in the clavicle. So I'll be touching about nipple line or right above. I'm still flaring the elbows out actually for this one. Huge stretch on the pecs, feels great. I was gonna do a small incline, but this bench is kind of shitty, so it only goes to like right to 60. Notice I become a lot less anal about if these match when I have no energy. All right, I'm gonna hit a couple, see how this feels. Probably the working weight. Week 1 last week, I did a machine press that I didn't like, which is why I'm picking the weight this week, which is totally fine. If week 1 of your mesocycle, you really don't like something, it's absolutely okay to change it. My general recommendation, if you're like an intermediate or beginner, or even advanced and you've learned a new technique on an exercise, give it another week, give it 2 weeks. You might find that you connect really well with it. I've used this machine that I used last week before, and I just kind of didn't like it. It seemed like more of a decline. I didn't get a great connection. So I'm moving to Smith wide grip this week. And I'll stick with this for the rest of the mesocycle. Since I have, 5 weeks of accumulation, 4 weeks with the same exercise is really good. I wouldn't make modifications every single fucking week. I try to stick with the same variations through the whole mesocycle, maybe even a couple, and then make your changes. Contest prep considerations is a little different. If you really just like something like what I did last week, a little different as well. But yeah, general recommendation, try to stick with an exercise even if you think you're not connecting well with it. Look at your technique, record yourself, try your best to nail the technique and then go and modify if needed. But yeah, I don't like that machine press over there, so we're switching. We're gonna make it a set. All right. I haven't done wide grip in a really long time, so this is definitely going to be a novel stimulus, and I'll get novelty soreness from it. When you make variations like that, you will run into that issue of novelty soreness, because especially, like, let's say you're taking notes from all these videos and you've included a lot of like really deep stretch exercises with those small cues of like flaring the elbows or leaving the elbows in front on a curl. You're changing the pronation angle, so the pull on the fibers, depending on where you're at grip wise or machine wise, or whatever the variation may be, the change that you made. And that in itself stimulates potentially different motor units in the fibers in a different way, which leads to a bit of novelty soreness because the damage is a little different. Likely a good thing over the course of a few mesocycles to rule out soreness altogether and novelty stimulus altogether as something that doesn't point in the direction of this is probably a good exercise for growth, I think is silly. There are a few evidence-based people that try to throw the baby out with the bathwater a little too soon, if you ask me, and really lean into new data a little too much. You saw that craze with the LinkedIn partials, fine intensity technique. It's not something I would rule. I'd never rule out an entire contraction completely. I think that's silly. Especially when we start talking about injury resistance and stuff like that. But in the same breath, the whole soreness thing, I'm not willing to say it's not an indicator of growth just yet. And I mean, clearly neither is Mike. And it's one of the features we implemented into the app. We ask about your soreness, because I think that is probably important, especially if you're gonna come in here and train chest again in 3 days. If you have a shitload of fucking soreness, training your muscles while they're still recovering is probably a little silly. So it's at least a good metric to tell you if you've done too much. Put this somewhere. We got copyrighted last time I did that, guys. So we ain't gonna do that. Mario's telling me what to do, guys, but I'm gonna listen. Mario's daddy when it comes to filming. Oh, we're shitting out quick. One more set here. I'm pretty fucking cooked, I'm not gonna lie. Sleep wasn't as good last night. I didn't get a meal in. So I'm likely gonna save triceps, lateral delts, biceps. Today would be a good day to film. I'll ask Mario when we're done with this. It'd be a good one to film because it's all triceps, one movement of lateral delts, one movement of biceps. And I like to mix it up that way. I have been for 12 years. I've done AM and PM sessions basically, except for maintenance periods, for the last 12 years, at least 3 times a week. And I believe that it really has made the volume a lot more effective. Because like if I were to go do all that shit right now, especially this deep into contest prep with low glycogen, etc., performance is gonna go to shit. I'm gonna go get most of my carbs in for the day. I have about 300 grams a day still. I'm gonna go get a couple meals after this set here, after a little posing, and come back. Maybe we'll go to torture, or I'll go to torture, whatever it is, and do my PM session. So last set here, I'm gonna do some posing after. I get excited when we're recording and all, because I got 10 again, so I got 10 on my second set, 10 on this set. I get excited when we're recording and I go too soon. But I gotta remember to rest longer for heavy compounds. 6 total sets for my chest in the AM. The lateral delt bicep tricep exercises. I have a Smith incline superset with a close grip. A little bit more chest volume there in the PM. That will be, it would be smart to do now, that superset at least, but I'm gonna save it. Okay, that is all he wrote, and by he I mean me, in the RP Hypertrophy app. I'm gonna go fuck with Joe for a little bit. I'm gonna record some of that, but Joe's over there doing his, he's starting his maintenance block of training. So we'll be in here at the same time, but he'll be doing his strength stuff and I'll be doing the stuff where I die and look like shit. But look great, but look like shit, but look great. But look like shit. Guys, as always, thank you so much for following. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. And tell your friends. Tell your cousins. Tell your wife. Tell your kids. This channel's putting out some good shit. And you guys want to be following along. I'm going to go fuck with my bald-headed friend. I like how we both shaved our heads at the same time. That's cute. Again, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to try to record one more time this week before I head to Texas for the Texas Pro. And see my client kick some butt. And see Joe, actually. I'll see Joe Jeffrey in person. He's coming down for his client. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you again. I'm out.